Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing Swords. As always, I'm Andrew.
And I'm back again. Hi guys.
And here's your intro music for this week. For copyright reasons, I'm pretty sure that's all we'll be able to play.
Yeah.
I'm having to be really careful with that because so many episodes that we record, I get a notification.
Have you got copyright noticed on it?
Yeah, luckily, I don't know whether it's because basically we don't get enough views.
Oh, okay.
Or because the people who own those songs are fine, but the ones we have used, they haven't been actual copyright strikes.
Oh, okay.
But they give you like an alert to say...
A little bit of a warning they give you then.
And they're like, but this doesn't affect your video.
Oh, okay,
like,
fair enough.
Don't really think it makes much difference, to be honest.
Cool.
But yeah, so anyone who wants to copyright us, fuck you.
Fuck you too.
It's so funny, actually. One of our TikToks got copyrighted.
Did it?
And for the most ridiculous reason. I say, Jake said something about too many men, and I went, too many men, and he went, too many men, and they copyrighted us for that.
Wow.
That's the only thing I listened back to. That was the only thing I could think of. Yeah, and they don't give you an explanation. They just go...
Copyright.
And they mute the whole video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because when I scroll through your TikToks and I try and click on it and you're like, where's the sound?
Yeah. There's one that's like that.
I think there are a couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've only spotted one.
Okay.
But fair enough.
Cool.
But no, I have noticed you've been liking some of our videos.
I like you on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it's only like 30-second clips and I can bear that.
Well, no, to be fair, normally the ones I put on TikTok are like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't watch them all the way through. I just press like it. And so, yes, I like it. Well done, guys.
See, what I do, once I post it, I log back onto my own one.
TikTok and then
I put it on it, but I leave it, I turn the volume down because at that point I've like listened to it about 10 times through like editing it and whatever. And I'll put the phone to one side and just mute it, let it go for one, and then I give it a like at the end because I feel like that makes it better for TikTok.
I think you only have to watch at least about 30 seconds of a TikTok for it to be
counted
as a view.
Yeah.
So,
that's
yeah. Right. And that's what I do, watch about 30 seconds of it. It's like, oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, I need to get better with uploading to YouTube Shorts because those get us far more views on YouTube than... And like particularly if you do something clickbaity, like one of the biggest ones we ever had was talking about Russell Brand.
Okay,
At the time, it all blew up, and I think we got like 7,000 views on it, which is mental for us.
Clickbait good.
Yeah, I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, I don't like doing it because it feels cheap and a bit like it's not what we started off to do. But to get any sort of like view numbers, like everyone's doing it. That's the only thing that makes me feel better about it, is like even big podcasts do it. So yeah,
cool. Even big YouTubers do it.
Oh no, totally. And like I have to make sure I do it with the thumbnail. You have to think about that, like a picture of whoever the person you're clickbaiting is, just for people to go, oh yeah, so you can get that 30 seconds and go,
cool. But thanks for having me back, by the way.
No, thank you for coming on, mate. It's going to be a pleasure as always, I'm sure.
It's 2 times in
and
like 3 weeks,
I just want to reassure you, there will be absolutely zero Crystal Palace chat.
Oh,
there's nothing in the notes after the last episode.
That's not good enough. I'm here as a Crystal Palace correspondent.
All I will say is thank fuck Jordan Ayew's.
Oh, Jordan. I think it's a good move. He scored in the cup as well for Leicester. Apparently it was a banger.
It was. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't see it. And I've got mood for Edouard to go to Leicester as well. Because we've loaned him out, but we've extended his deal for like 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we extended his contract for us for 3 years, and then we sent him out on loan to Leicester.
Maybe we're hoping the season at start him for another Premier League team.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I like Nketiah.
I like him more since seeing his behind the scenes signing for the club video, because I didn't know how close he was to Eze.
He's South London.
Like they're both best mates. They've known each other for a very long time. After seeing that, I was like, I'm more comfortable with it. Because otherwise, 30 million for a player that's basically been a reserve striker for Arsenal his whole career is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. But I think apparently Eze was quite influential of Nketiah signing for us as well.
I can believe that, having seen the video. But like, I mean, now that Edouard's gone, it'll be interesting to see who ends up starting more out of Mateta and Nketiah.
I think they both start, but I think Eze, I think instead of you play two behind Mateta, so you play Nketiah and Eze behind each other.
Okay.
Behind Mateta.
Yeah.
I think that should maybe the plan, but maybe. That's what I've been hearing on all the Twitter sphere with Palace.
Like I said, Alex, I was trying to avoid the Crystal Palace chat, but you dragged us straight into it.
Well, what can I say? I love my Palace, don't I?
No, that's fair. I mean, we all love Palace. I mean, I would concede you must love Palace more than me. You're a lifelong Palace fan.
You're just a glory hunter.
No, that is not true whatsoever. I've been quite upfront about how I got into Palace, and it was through people like yourself and Dan.
And Jake.
Like I know the first football game I ever went to was Crystal Palace Watford away, and Palace lost. If I remember correctly, Joby McAnuff scored at least one.
Oh, okay. And we were thinking,
and then gave it the big one in front of the fans.
McAnuff. McAnuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That we were singing. That was fun. I enjoyed that. That was a good day out.
All I remember about that was two things. One, Craig forgot his ticket.
Yes.
He brought the wrong ticket,
yes.
so we all had to stump up.
Yeah, because we went to the cup game about 3 weeks before.
Yes, that's correct. So he picked up the wrong ticket.
The cup ticket.
It's like, who puts the old ticket with the new one?
Very nice.
Fuck's sake.
It's Craig, isn't it?
And if I remember correctly, me and Tommy were the ones that paid for his new ticket.
Yes, I believe so.
And he didn't thank us. I've never forgiven him for it. I'll never let it go.
Fuck you, Craig.
But yeah, I started going, and if I remember correctly, I went to a cup game at Selhurst against Wigan, where they had one of the tiniest footballers I've ever seen, and we all said to Jake that, there's hope for you yet.
Yeah.
And then I remember, and I'll be honest, I was a Man United fan at the time, and my parents were going to pay for me and Ash to go to Old Trafford for the night.
Okay.
And go see a game. I think it was going to be against Fulham.
Yeah.
And when my parents told me how much the whole thing was going to cost, it was going to cost like 800 quid to send the both of us and buy the tickets and hotel and spending money and all of that.
Yeah, season ticket for Palace for less than that.
Well, that was the thing, and I think at the time Morris might have been like renewing his or something, and he told me it was, I think at the time, like 320 quid.
Yeah.
And I think I said to my dad, like, I would much rather go see a full season of games than just go see one game at Man United.
Was it the season before we got promoted?
No, it was the one we got promoted.
It was the season we got promoted.
Yeah, the first. It was the first season with first full season with Dougie, I think, and then obviously he left.
Yeah. Because Dougie took charge.
Palace just survived the season before, didn't they?
Yeah. Wait. I don't think it was like
it wasn't like last day of the season, but it was like it was a relegation fight. And then I think the first game of the season we lost to Watford, and they spanked us, and we were like,
I think it was 3-1 in the end.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and they scored like me and Dan were walking out of the stadium as they smacked in, I think the third, because it was right at the end. And then we brought in, I think it was Balassi in between the next home game, and it just fucking from there. I remember literally immediately I was like, this has worked out all right. And then Wilf was just absolutely insane, and the season ended with going to Wembley for the playoffs, and I just absolutely fell in love with Palace. Yeah. And like, I didn't know, like, that. I remember at the time, like, Palace were doing shit. So my dad was like, "Are you sure that's what you want to go and watch?" And I just fell in love with it, like Kevin Phillips and all of it. Paddy, Jednak. Yeah, Delaney. Delaney was, mate, Andre Moritz was a baller.
He was a baller. I loved his song as well.
Johnny Williams, I fell in love with all of them.
Yeah.
And then I was hugging strangers at Wembley. Yeah. It was like one of the best days ever.
Yeah. Great day out.
Yeah. So no, like, I'll be honest, I'm not a glory hunter. And then I gave up my season ticket eventually because it was when I became a manager at work, and I was just missing too many games. And I couldn't justify spending
that much money,
like over 400
quid. And I don't think
they
had what they got in place now is where you can resell your season ticket seat.
No, they definitely didn't, because none of it was like online. It was just you had your season ticket. And so it was a shame. Like, I've got to be honest, I miss seeing Palace play live. I just don't particularly miss being in a stadium.
Okay.
And like, it was always an all-day thing.
All your seats now are for the HF now, aren't they?
No, I would have got moved. Yeah. I would have got moved. I was right smack dab.
Right in the middle
where they are now. And it was fantastic view. Yeah, great view. I had a great seat.
Yeah.
But
didn't you took Tony's seat when Tony moved up to where?
Yeah, I took Dan's dad's seat. Yeah. Because I didn't know where to sit, and Dan was like, "Well, you can sit next to me."
Yeah.
And I remember what was great about that season, other than playing Brighton, there was always like space next to you.
Yeah,
and then
so you got to lean out.
And then the next season, it was just like jam-packed every game.
So then people who bought them season tickets, they're the glory hunters.
They're the glory
hunters.
I just got lucky.
You did get lucky.
And like the thing is, maybe I might have, say I got the season ticket the year before.
Yeah.
I might have been like, nah, fuck this. Yeah. And then stops and then never really fallen in love with Palace.
Yeah,
a big part of it was how amazingly it went.
It went, Yeah. Very good season. I enjoyed that season.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Me and Jake have always said that we can't believe. So I think we were going up, might have been to Wigan on an away day.
Yeah.
And they had a season review of the 2012-2013 season when I didn't realise how many bloody penalties we had. The amount of penalties that we scored that season. That's how Murray got all his goals.
He did score some bangers as well.
He did.
And like, there was one having listened to him talk about that season, he's like, well, Wilf and Balassi just made me look really good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, one of the main qualities of a striker is one, being in the right position, and two, then finishing the chance you get. Like, he did his job.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Moving away from football for a moment.
Yep.
We've lost a legend, Alex.
We have indeed.
At time of recording, was it yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday, I think.
Yeah, James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, Mufasa. I'm sure he's done other ones.
I don't know how old he was. He was
no,
91.
Me neither. No, it was 93.
Was he 93?
93.
I did not know he was 93.
And I saw a picture of him and I was like, he could have been in his 70s.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
So he had a good innings, to be fair.
Great innings.
Yeah.
Because I was shocked. Like, bloody hell, James Earl Jones has died. And then I was like, yes, the actor has died at the age of 93. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you feel less bad when you hear the age, don't you? Like if he's like 60, you're like, oh, taken too soon.
But yeah,
do you know what I mean?
93, it's like very good innings.
Yeah, and it feels a bit harsh to be like, oh yeah, I feel less bad as soon as I get old. But it's the way of things.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It is. Of course it is.
But no, desperately sad.
Yes, it is.
I made a joke like to my mum, I think, when I first heard, where I was like, I wonder if he sold his voice rights before he passed away, so like his family can still
get his money. Yeah,
because with AI now they could redo his voice.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
but rippers.
Yeah, rippers. Oh yeah, well done, Alex. Oh, I didn't do that. Sad times.
Sad times.
But as he's passed away, I thought a good thing to talk about would be a bit of Star Wars.
Okay, cool.
So
I enjoy my Star Wars.
So I heard when I told Jake I was going to talk about Star Wars, he was like, Alex is a big fan.
I'm not as much of a fanboy as Jake is.
No, well, Jake, the thing is with Jake, because he's such a geek.
Yes.
And apparently he listens to the episodes now, so whatever we say about him, he is going to hear.
I'm going to say it. Jake, you're a cunt. I love you, bro, but you're a cunt.
And he's also a massive geek.
He is a massive geek.
So when he's into something, he's into
hardcore,
it.
Hardcore. So he'll read. He's read all like the comics.
I know. Like, he's read all the time to sit and read all these comics, or even track them down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've liked the idea of comic book reading.
Yeah.
And then like I remember going to a comic book store and I was like, but where do you fucking start?
Like,
so in the end, I was just, it puts me off.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to talk to Jake and be like, give me something introductory.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? But back to Star Wars.
Yes.
Favourite film?
From the main series or the spin-offs or from...
Any. Favourite Star Wars film?
Let's see. I really watched him in really weird order. Because the first Star Wars film I watched...
I'm interested now.
First Star Wars film I watched was Attack of the Clones. I didn't even see The Phantom Menace before Attack of the Clones.
Is that before the original?
Yeah. The first... I did not watch any of the original...
How old were you when you first watched the Star Wars film then?
What, the original...
No, the clone, if that's the first one you watch.
But
also, who watches the second of a trilogy as their first Star Wars?
So I randomly saw it. I must have seen it on TV. I must have seen it on TV.
And
when
you just loved it.
And I liked the story. I liked the story. And I was like, oh. And I was like, I then need to go and watch the first episode, but episode 1.
Yeah.
So I've gone 2, 1.
No. But so wait. When you went to the first episode, do you mean you went back to the originals, or you went Phantom Menace?
I went Attack of the Clones, then Phantom Menace.
Then did you watch Attack of the Clones again, or?
No.
Okay.
And then
you went 2, 1, 3.
2, 1. No. 2, 1, 4.
What? So you went from Phantom Menace to Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's odd. I told you.
So what did you watch after that
So then I watched Empire. Then I watched Return of the Jedi. And then
without having watched Revenge of the Sith?
Revenge of the Sith hadn't come out yet. Come out at that
Had
point.
it not?
No.
What, the third of the
prequels had not come out until...
Right, okay. So how old were you then?
Oh, God. When did Attack of the Clones come out?
Let's have a look.
2004, 2005?
Let's see how good your knowledge is, because I couldn't tell you.
Because Revenge of the Sith come out in 99, didn't it?
2002.
2002.
So you would have been 11.
I must have been about 11. So I must have been about 11 or 12.
Okay, fair enough. But so weird.
It is such a weird
way to do it.
Because I don't know how I saw it, but I watched Attack of the Clones, and then I remember getting Attack of the Clones and the Phantom Menace on VHS.
Okay.
As a box set.
Yeah.
So like, oh, okay. I watched the first. So I think I did go 2, 1, and then I watched 2 again, and then I went 4, 5, 6, and then after Revenge of the Sith came out, I went and watched the Revenge of the Sith. Tell you what though, I went to go and see Revenge of the Sith with Steers.
Okay.
We went to the UCI in Sutton.
Yeah.
When it was UCI, not Empire.
I don't remember it being UCI.
You don't remember it being UCI?
No, I remember it being there, but not it ever. When I picture that cinema, I picture Empire.
Really?
Yeah. But it's the same as like viewing Croydon.
It was all the Warner Brothers.
That's what when I think of it, even if I say View, I picture Warner Brothers cinema.
I remember, yeah.
Because you had all the Looney Tunes in the ceiling.
Yeah. And then you had Daffy and Bugs on the top.
But yeah, I don't remember UCI. And it's weird because the first film I ever saw was in that cinema.
UCI, yeah.
It was Tarzan animated.
Oh yeah. Great movie. Great soundtrack.
Oh, Phil the soundtrack.
Phil Collins.
See, this is what I like about you. You're into into your soppy music like me.
Oh, mate,
like
Phil
Son
Collins.
of Man is an absolute rammer.
Yeah.
Like Phil Collins in general.
Is it I'll Be in Your Heart?
Yeah. I love that.
Another banging soundtrack is from Mulan as well.
It's not bad. I'm not as big a fan of Mulan.
One of
that is a good song.
Best. That's Donny Osmond singing that.
Who's Donny Osmond?
No, you don't know who Donny Osmond is.
Oh, I got to open up IMDb.
Oh
again.
my God. So Donny and Marie? You never heard of Donny? No, you know who Donny Osmond is. Just type in Donny Osmond in Google. You'll know who he is. You'll see a picture and you'll know who he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I should know him though. Is he that impressive an actor?
Because he's
looking at
Donny Osmond. You should know Donny.
Should I?
Yes.
I mean, I knew he was in some sort of...
Because he does the singing voice. He doesn't do the voice acting. He does the singing voice for...
No, but it's like, it really upset me when I found out High School Musical didn't use
Zac Efron
for the first film. And it's like, why?
It's odd, isn't it?
It's very odd. But it's like when you find out in The Greatest Showman, Rebecca Ferguson isn't the
lady singing
it.
Because the lady singing it won on Britain's Got Talent in the end, didn't she?
Yeah.
It's a weird segue from going from Star Wars to Britain's Got Talent.
To just musicals and stuff, which one is your favourite Star Wars?
We went off on a big tangent there, didn't we?
Yeah. It's one of the nice things about having people I've known a while on. Because I said to Andrew, what was nice in the last episode we recorded was that, again, like with me and you, we'd start talking about one thing and you just end up over here. And it's the same as with Jake as well. And it's a nice thing.
I'm going to go very, very mainstream and very, very, I'm going to say Empire. Empire's a great film. Empire Strikes Back.
Is that the one?
That is the second of the original trilogy.
Right. So it's when...
Darth Vader is...
They've not won the rebellion at that point, have they?
No, so the first one's when they blew off the Death Star.
Right.
Second one's when...
Is that the one where they're on the he's on the snow planet and...
That's Return of the Jedi.
Fuck me. Oh, it's been so long since I've seen the original
one with
trilogy.
Lando Calrissian in it.
Yeah.
When he chops off his hand and says, "Luke, I am your father."
Right, it's that one.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Why didn't you just lead with that? It's the one with the line.
The one with the massive line in it.
Yeah. And then obviously the third one's where he kills Sidious.
Sidious. Yeah. We don't talk about.
So have you seen the newer ones?
Yes. What the three newer ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have seen them, but no, we don't talk about that. really don't talk about them.
The third one in particular was fucking dreadful.
But it's just
I've never rewatched any of them.
No, neither have I.
No, I think I rewatched the first one.
I like that.
Isn't
the first
bad.
one's all right.
First one isn't
bad. And then
bad.
it just gets progressively worse.
And I feel like they just built up this... I think they did a bit similar to what they did apparently with Jar Jar Binks, where they just decided to go a different direction, but fucked it with a different direction.
Yeah.
And then to just bring back Sidious for no reason whatsoever, it was terrible.
But I would like to say Rogue One is very up there as well.
It's a good film.
It's a great film.
It's a very good film. I've only watched once.
Yeah.
But I was impressed by it.
I weren't impressed with Solo.
Haven't watched it. When I saw who the guy was in it playing Solo, I've seen him in something else.
Chris Pine, isn't it?
No.
Is it not Chris
Pine? Chris Pine. It's the lad from a film called Beautiful Creatures. I don't know what his name is. But he put on a real Texan accent in the other film. And it put me off of him.
I thought it was Chris Pine. My bad.
I'm sure it's not. Matt, why do you keep making me
fact checking?
We've never fact check on Crossing Swords. What was it called? Solo?
Yeah, Solo. Because, what's his name? Is the guy who plays Lando Calrissian. What's his name? He's in The Martian.
Yeah, Alden.
What, the guy who plays Han Solo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
it's this dude.
Oh, okay.
He plays Solo, and his name's Alden. See, if you... It's Reich. It's something Reich.
Alden Ehrenreich. Ehrenreich?
Ehrenreich, yeah,
Ehrenreich?
I think you're right.
Alden
It's Ehrenreich, yeah. Yeah, it's not Chris Pine.
No. I'm trying to remember the guy who plays Lando Calrissian.
In what one?
In
that one?
In that one.
God damn it, Alex.
Sorry.
Why am I looking
He's quite famous. Well, because you got your phone out, haven't you?
I've got to fucking look at the whole cast now to find him. This is great podcasting.
Yeah, it's great podcasting. Hi, guys. For you guys on YouTube.
Jake's going to be screaming listening to this. He's like, how do you not know their names?
Yeah, I know. Well, the spin-off...
Clearly, he's not a very big character in it, because he's not fucking...
Lando Calrissian. He plays Lando Calrissian.
How do you even know his full name?
Because... Sorry. This is very
good. Oh, it's Donald Glover.
It is Donald Glover. That's
I scrolled straight past it.
There you go. I knew it was quite a big...
Is he also a rap artist called Childish Gambino?
I have no idea, mate.
Okay.
Not got a Scooby-Doo.
Because I'm probably like the thick person who hasn't understood what's going on, but like he also does music, and I think he has an alter ego called Childish Gambino. Again, I think Jake will be screamed because he's a big Donald Glover fan.
Yeah, I've not got a Scooby-Doo, mate.
But yeah, my favourite Star Wars movie... It's probably Phantom Menace.
Phantom, yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's a very good movie.
Because it's got my favourite character in as well. Yeah, I love Qui-Gon.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, again, yeah. Liam, you can't go wrong with a bit of Liam Neeson. Who's your favourite character?
See, I love a bit of Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, that's fair. Have you watched Kenobi?
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing.
That was great. Yeah,
I really enjoyed
good.
that because, and what I said to Jake at the time was, for me at least, it adds a bit more context between what happens between the original and or the prequels and the originals. And his acting's phenomenal in it. I think bringing back Hayden Christensen
as Darth Vader,
Hayden, not Aiden, rather.
Yeah.
And I think he acts perfectly in it. They use James Earl Jones' voice and his.
There was a lot of criticism for his acting in the second and the third film. I
can understand. I do think
because he was
young, overacting. I think a little bit. To be fair, I think someone should have just sat down and been like, less is more. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, he was playing a character that was losing himself in rage.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to say don't overact when you need to be rageful but yeah, I think Hayden Christensen now, if you got him to redo those bits, would probably do a much better job than the guy who did it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, second favourite character?
Oh, now you're asking. Who loves a bit of Samuel L. Jackson, a bit of Mace Windu?
The character's too dry though. I love Samuel L. Jackson, but the character itself doesn't do it for me. I think he's a bit of a knobhead, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
I feel like he's one of the main reasons Anakin becomes Darth Vader.
I love the story about the lightsaber.
Oh yeah, totally. Look, Samuel L. Jackson is badass. The fact he was just like, I want a different colour in the
lightsaber,
but there aren't any different colours.
No.
And he was like, no, but I want to be able to see myself.
Yeah.
in the big battle. And I can only do that if I have a purple lightsaber.
And then about 2 weeks later said, we got you a purple lightsaber.
Yeah. So I respect it.
Yeah.
They had to probably create a whole new series of lore to explain a purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
My second favourite, probably Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah. Alec Guinness or...
Oh no, Ewan McGregor, absolutely. Like, I think the problem is, like, Alec Guinness was an actor in his time.
Yeah,
I know nothing of him.
Yeah.
And I thought Obi-Wan in the originals is pretty shit, to be honest with you. I think with the added context of everything that's come since, when you rewatch it, I think it has more weight to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think, to be fair, the original trilogy in general, like, in terms of graphics, I feel it's difficult to expect 70s, it to...
Isn't
no,
it?
totally. Like, it's difficult to expect it to still hold up. But I don't feel they quite do.
Fair enough.
So yeah,
I love the Family Guy ones. The Family Guy with
I've never seen them.
Have you never seen?
I'm
the
not a big Family Guy guy.
Oh, fair enough.
I've liked the odd clips I've seen. Like one of my favourite clips ever is the one of I think Stewie and Brian are in the army, and I think Brian talks back and gets hit in the nuts.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, "That's gotta hurt worse than getting a birthday telegram from Zinedine Zidane," and he like rings the old lady's doorbell.
Bon anniversary.
Headbutts her and then lobs the cake in her face while she's on the floor. It's just phenomenal. And I think the other one was the sketch where Brian owes Stewie money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then he goes after Brian and like sets him on fire.
Morning.
You got money for that fake mustache. So like, there's definitely bits I think are funny.
Yeah,
but it's just not. I don't know if it's necessarily my kind
of thing.
Humour either. So,
see, I get that with Rick and Morty.
See, I love Rick and Morty.
See,
I think, and like what I like about Rick and Morty is it deals with like really massive shit and like existential crises that like in other series would get episodes to deal with one thing alone, whereas in Rick and Morty it's dealt with in like 30 seconds and we like whoosh
I think
past
again
it.
that's kind of what it is. It's kind of a bit too fast, maybe a bit too fast paced for me.
That's fair. See, I like the madness of it and like it does sort of feel like you're just going through whatever adventures Rick wants to be involved with.
I've watched a couple episodes where I've laughed and I've enjoyed it, and then the majority of episodes that I watch, you're like, oh, it's not really, it's okay.
That's fair.
But
I think there's definitely some episodes that are poor.
Yeah, I think they're just like, I've watched quite a lot of the filler episodes.
Yeah,
where they just need to fill an episode of some sort, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, they just do episodes of just random stuff.
Shit.
Like there's episodes where they're just watching TV.
Yeah, yeah. It's like Beavis and Butthead.
Again,
never seen it.
No.
Okay.
No, I think I saw bits of it and I was just like, no, it's just two blokes grunting at each other.
Fair enough.
What were we even talking about, Alex? You keep taking me
Star
off
Wars.
on,
because then I went on to the Star Wars, the Blue Harvest, like the Family Guy Star Wars episode.
If you could put yourself into Star Wars, Alex,
would
you want to be a Jedi or a Sith?
Jedi all day long.
Okay,
I'm a good guy. I'm not a cunt like Jake.
Jake would definitely be Sith.
Oh mate, 100%.
I'd like to think I'd be Jedi.
Oh, you
hesitated.
No, I didn't.
You hesitated.
No, I didn't. You've got a very good nature on you.
But I've got a dark side.
Yeah, I've got a dark side as well.
But that's part of being a good Jedi, is balancing that.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have fucked up like Anakin did.
No.
I mean,
I would have got you through that.
Yeah, I believe you.
I would have got you through
that. I believe you.
Jake would have tempted you.
Yeah, Jake would be Darth Sidious, being like, I can help you bring your wife back to life.
Yes.
Which, by the way, that like part of the story is dreadful.
Yeah, it's not great.
None of it makes any sense that like he just takes this dude at his word. It turns out he's been lying all along, but still believes him. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I can help bring your missus back if she dies.
Yeah.
I can make you that powerful. And he's just like, oh yeah, cool, I'll start killing children.
Yeah. Execute Order 66.
That, honestly, in terms of cinema, is probably one of the hardest scenes. Like in terms of the first watch I've ever 100%. Seen. And then when Anakin's going to kill the younglings, oh no,
don't do it.
And then they just cut off, and it almost makes it worse than not seeing it. Seeing it.
You know, when I was saying me and Steers went to see the cinema, went to go to UCI, and we kind of went off on our tangent.
Yeah.
It broke down halfway through. The projections broke down halfway through. So I was left on watching Revenge of the Sith about halfway through for about 3 years before I fully watched it.
You did also age yourself earlier talking about VHSs.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're old enough to... Because I find it really weird sometimes when I think about it, like, from when we were, like, little.
Yeah.
how far technology has come.
Mate, it's crazy.
Like, my first television, I've always said, was like a big brown box on wheels that had dials.
I
used to
have black and white TV.
Yeah. And like, the first console was the original Game Boy.
I remember you coming into school with the first generation iPod.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got that as a birthday present.
And you had the wheel.
And it was engraved on the back.
It was massive and chunky.
Yeah. And I think it held like 250 songs, but that was like fucking huge.
Huge. Absolutely humongous.
And then one of the only things I've ever won in my life was there was a raffle at school by one of the lads raising money for charity, and one of the prizes was an iPod Nano.
A Nano.
But no one was buying tickets.
Oh, okay.
So just every day, like, he was selling a strip for £1.
Yeah.
So 5 tickets for £1.
Yeah.
So every day I just said to my dad, "Can I have a quid?"
Yeah.
And just every day for 2 weeks I bought.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because no one else was buying.
So it was just
yeah. And I bought so many, and every day I was like, "Do you mind if I buy more?" And he was like, "No, I don't care."
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
Yeah, and that was sick.
Yeah.
Because before that, I had like an MP3 player.
Yeah.
You took the top off of, and it had a USB thing. Plugged it into your computer, and I think it held like 30 songs.
Yeah.
And you used to have 20 batteries on you just in case it died.
Because I used to have one of the Sony Ericsson Walkmans.
Yes, I had one of those.
That
I had a few of those.
Over the Grove.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah. But my iPod Nano got nicked at Power League.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I put it down obviously when we were playing football. Went back
mistake.
But I put it underneath all my crap.
Yeah.
And then we finished. We might have been playing the Italians.
Yeah.
You remember those guys?
I do remember those guys. I scored a halfway line goal against those guys.
Remember my worldie own goal though?
No.
Oh, Ash, I'll ask Ash about it.
Is it as bad as me stepping out of the way?
Oh, I reckon it's on a par. It's on a par.
Honestly, in terms of some of my biggest regrets, that's definitely up there. And it was just the look in Ash's eyes afterwards of just shame and disappointment.
It's every time we comes on the pod, this is going to get talked about because it's just me standing behind you. Like,
you could have saved it though.
What the hell is he doing? Why have you letting him go through like that? It's like, and then when I saw Ash turn back and look at you, it's like, oh dear, Ash is not pleased.
Yeah. For those who don't know, when we used to play at Power League, there was a game we played where every time this guy took me on, he went on the outside of me and beat me every time. So then one of the times he ran at me, in my head I was like, oh, well, a second before he does, I'm going to step across. But what I ended up doing was about 3 seconds before he did it, I just stepped out of his way. And he just ran through, tapped it to his mate, and his mate tapped it in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Not one of my finer moments.
No, not great. It's better. See, is that better or worse than Dan hitting the floodlight when we were warming up at one time? That was brilliant. That was hilarious.
I think mine's worse because it's in a game. If Dan does that in a game, from the position he was in,
I still remember that. He was like,
But the thing was, like, in the warm-up, I could score absolute screamers because it's easy. There's no pressure. But as soon as it was in the game, that's the thing. I always had a real issue with confidence on the pitch. And I think, I knew what people like Steersy, Andrew, and people like that were thinking about what I was doing before they'd said anything. So I used to get him, and it's not their fault. It's mine. And so, it was weird. On the occasions where, I had confidence, I could play all right. I was never, a really good player at all. I was bang average.
I don't think anybody... I think there's...
I don't know.
Ash.
Ash was really good. Tony was very good. Dave, again, I think that when him and Ash played together when we were the pack, they were phenomenal playing off of one another. I've fought at Power League. Alan was really good as well. Steers again was good. Again, I would say he's probably more of a defensive player. He reads the game really well. Ali was just... I just remember there was a game once with Ali. No one's going to know who any of the people we're talking about are. But Ali was this very small, slight guy that had a very low centre of gravity and could just glided past anyone. And I remember there being a game at Power League, and it's going to sound like I'm lying. He took it through their whole team, couldn't shoot, and didn't want to pass to any of us. He then ran back to our half, did it again, and scored. And The problem with Ali was that he tried doing that sort of thing too much.
Yeah.
But in terms of like raw talent, he was phenomenal. Ben, again, I would say Ben wasn't quite as ball hungry as Ali, I would say. Definitely ball hungry.
Yeah.
But he would also, if I was wide open in front of goal, he would play it across even though he knew I was going to miss. He was willing to give us a go. Yeah. Whereas Ali in that situation would have no like 10 out of 10 times he's not playing it to me. No. So yeah, but no, like I think we had some decent players. I definitely wasn't one of them. I would say like me. I'm not going to be. I'm not being horrible, but Dan.
Yeah.
Probably Tom. We used to have a Tom play with us. No, the other one.
Tom Mitchell.
Stop saying people's full names.
Sorry. Why am I not allowed to?
Because like it's doxing people. They might like, look them up and know where they live. And
sorry. As you see, I'm new to this podcasting lot.
You might notice I deliberately don't mention people's surnames.
Sorry.
Actually, it's all right. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, there was like Craig. I would include in that group. Like again, Craig had his moments.
Yeah, he had some really good games.
When him and Ash, we were in the sort of group of we were the sort of players that sort of held a team back rather than
when him and Ash worked well together. They were on.
It was just few and far between. It always felt like
it's just Craig running to the corner quite a lot of the time.
Yeah. Well, as soon as he did that, you just turned back. Yeah. You just knew it wasn't worth going forward. But speaking about football, Alex, we've had an international break.
We have.
We have a New England manager, an interim one. Have we talked about England since before the Euros?
I think the Euros. When did I come and co-host?
I can't remember.
It was no. So we were talking about. It wasn't the Netherlands game. It was the game before the Netherlands game.
Oh, it was like Slovenia or Slovakia. Was it one of them?
It was one of those two. Yeah. It was when Jude scored that overhead kick.
I feel like it might have been like Slovenia or something like that.
And we were. I think that was the last time we talked about England, and we were saying.
What did you think of the tournament in the end, briefly?
I think we've done as well as we should have done.
So you don't think we should? Well, to be fair, I think with that tournament, I'd probably agree. To be fair, we were shit. We came up against a better Spanish team that was better coached, better drilled. 100%. They knew what they were doing, and it showed.
100%.
So no, I think that's a fair assessment.
It was when Cole Palmer scored that equaliser. It just got
for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I started because for a few minutes afterwards we kept attacking.
Yeah.
And I was like,
we can do this.
And then it just immediately went back to Southgate football. Let's just sit back and see what happens.
Yeah.
And we saw what happened.
Yeah.
But like, look, to be fair, Spain absolutely deserved to win that
100%.
final.
If we won that was daylight robbery against Spain. 100%.
And to be honest, getting to the final in terms of how we were playing was a bit of daylight robbery. We got very lucky with the teams we came up against, I think. We had moments of individual brilliance that got us there, but it just showed in the end that, and this is my lasting opinion on Southgate, I think in terms of building an atmosphere in a dressing room, he can do a very good job.
100%.
But I think sadly,
as a coach, he
didn't develop. If anything, it felt like he went backwards.
Because I think the first couple of tournaments we played quite good attacking football.
I'd say especially the first one.
Yeah, was it 2018 Russia?
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because then it was the Euros. No, yeah.
Yeah, so it would have been Russia, then the Euros in 2020.
Yeah.
Then it would have been Qatar World Cup.
Yeah, and I didn't.
And then
watch
the
that
last
one.
Euros. Yeah.
So
and the Euros is just gone.
Yeah.
Again, it did get gradually worse and worse and worse and worse from when we.
And the whole tournament, it was just. And that was
it was just boring football.
And that was why I was sort of sad we got to the finals. I just wanted it to be over with. Like I wanted Southgate.
I think I did say whatever happens in that final, Southgate's going, and he did.
Yeah.
He knew.
Would you say he did a good job? Because it's complicated, isn't it? It's not as easy as saying yes or no, is it?
Buying his brand of football, it was a little bit boring, but. You got to say he's one of the most successful of England managers that
in terms of on paper.
On paper, of course it is. Yeah. You get into the two finals, one semi, one quarter.
Yeah, in terms of return, that is better than lot of what we've had before.
I was going to say rippers to Mr. Sven-Goran Eriksson. And
absolutely, I was going to mention that. So, absolutely. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. There was a nice story I saw about him, and it was from Didi Hamann.
Okay.
And he was like, it was pre-season. I can't remember where he said it was, but they were...
Was it at Man City?
It might have been, and they were on like pre-season somewhere, and they're by a pool at a villa, and Sven comes out in budgie smugglers with a glass of champagne, a bottle of champagne and 2 glasses, and he sits down on the sun lounger next to Hamann, pours them both a champagne.
Oh, nice.
And Hamann says to him, "What are we celebrating?" And he said Sven just sat back in his chair and he was like, "Life, my friend, life."
Because you got to think about Sven. He had that golden generation.
Yeah, see, everyone was sort of bigging him up afterwards. And look, everything I've heard about him, it seems like he was a genuinely nice bloke. Like putting his dick about. And whatever. That's his prerogative. He was a single man. He wasn't...
Was it Nancy Delalio?
Well, look, the other people might have been married, but I think he wasn't. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Because he had a bit of a thing with Ulrika Johnson as well.
Yeah, he put it about. He enjoyed himself.
Yeah.
But everything I heard about him from footballers and other people is that he was genuinely a really nice guy and made some dodgy financial decisions as well. But in terms of as an England manager, I think he didn't do a great job. If you look at the team. The quality, and I feel like instead of picking a team he thought was best, he tried to shoehorn everyone in, and it culminated with Paul Scholes playing as a left winger.
I think that's a little bit of what Gareth has done as well. He's shoehorned players in the positions where he shouldn't be playing them.
Yeah, instead of just going, "This is my team," and it's the best team I can pick.
Is this generation better than that generation?
I'm going to say no.
Who had the better generation?
Sven. In my opinion, Sven. Because if I'm thinking of the team, you have Sol Campbell, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Jamie Carragher. I know he wasn't getting innings. Ashley Cole, Gary Neville, Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, Beckham, Rooney,
Cole,
Owen. Like the list goes on.
Yeah.
And like, that was a fucking good team.
Yeah. And he didn't get. And he only got to a quarterfinal.
No, and again, I think that's because, having again listened to players that played for him, he wasn't a tactical manager. He was a vibes manager, like a bit like Southgate. Of like, I'm just going to keep everyone happy. I'm going to keep it light. I'm going to, you know what I mean?
100%. And then you've got managers like Capello who were tactical.
Oh, Capello was fucking dreadful. The problem is he couldn't speak a word of English. Like if you bring Carlo Ancelotti in at England, I think he does a better job than someone like a Capello. Both equally as talented as coaches. But I think Carlo Ancelotti gets a...
Because he can speak English.
Yeah, like it's not complicated.
Speak the bloody language.
We've seen like Unai Emery couldn't speak a word of English when he arrived at Arsenal. Still didn't do a bad job. But has come to Villa, can speak English fluently now, and is doing a much more consistent job. I don't think it's rocket science. No, it's not. Do you know what I mean?
No,
because sadly, English people, we don't speak many languages often.
Hey, I'm learning German.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
What?
On Duolingo.
Oh, you actually? Are you actually trying, or is it just like a casual?
I am trying. I try and do it like
I'd
every
love
day.
to dedicate.
I tried to do French. French is hard.
French is hard. I remember doing it in school. Because you've got the feminine and the masculine, haven't you?
Yeah. German's not that more difficult. It's
just
you've got to learn
and quite
the
a few of their words are quite similar as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Like man is husband, and man.
What, the word for it?
MANN.
Isn't it Frau? No,
Frau is wife and woman.
Right, okay. So what's the word for man?
Man. MANN.
Oh, okay.
So man is man.
So she'd be like, "This is my man."
Yeah, and there can be either this is a man or this is my husband.
But they say it a lot more aggressively.
Yeah.
What do you think of Lee Carsley?
He's had 2 games in charge, hasn't he? He's both had games that he should have won. He has won them. Yeah,
that's the difficult part about the fact he's the interim manager, is the fact that all the games he'll be playing,
he should win them.
You should win them. But what I would say is, we didn't look fantastic, but we looked better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, against Finland in the first half.
First half was boring.
Yeah.
And I think the second half
they should have scored some goals, Finland, in my opinion.
And the second half against Republic of Ireland, it was boring. We were 2-0 up, and then we just didn't do anything for the rest of the game.
Yeah. But do you think he's going to get the job?
Probably. I think probably.
I think he's the safest choice.
If he wins his games that he should win, the FA will give him the job.
The difficult thing is, though, and he's very vocally honest about this himself, he's not someone who likes the limelight. He turned down the Brentford job years ago when they were in the Championship because he was the caretaker manager and he did all right. Yeah. And they offered him the job and he said no because I don't want to be in the limelight.
So you don't think Carsley will take the job?
It'd be interesting. I think there's a chance he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how he'll cope with what Gareth always had to put up with, which was being asked about all of the current event stuff. Because he's not going to be interested in any of that. And he's just like, I thought he was Irish.
Oh, he is Irish.
He's Irish. He is Irish. He played for Ireland, didn't he? He was born in Birmingham.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because I looked him up because I remember being like, I know he played for Birmingham. I know he played for Everton.
Yeah.
And those are the main two.
Yeah.
But not like he wasn't an outstanding footballer. He was an average holding midfielder in the Premier League, which is good going, by the way. But I'll be honest, when I heard we won the under-21s or the under-20s World Cup, I had no idea he was the manager.
He was the manager, yeah.
But, I mean, I don't necessarily have an issue with him being appointed. My concern is how tactically adept is he.
Yeah. I don't think he'll take it. I really don't. From what you've been saying, I don't think he'll take it. If he doesn't,
I think it'll be really interesting.
But then again, it's who else is there?
Apparently, on the list is Potter, Howe, Lampard, and the dream appointment, if the FA had their way, is Pep.
Okay. Well, Pep's not leaving Man City.
Well, the rumours are he will.
Will he? What, to get the England job?
No, not to get the England job, but he apparently wants, because I think he's on the last year of his deal at City. Okay. And the rumours are if they get a huge points deduction or titles taken away or anything like that, he'll leave.
Okay.
And the plan is apparently for him to leave in general. The problem would be he's the highest paid manager in the world.
Yeah.
We can't, the FA can't afford to pay that.
No.
So he would have to take it. But the thing is, the pro to it, from what I've heard, is that he's into the Catalan independent stuff.
Okay.
Because he's from that, or is it Basque? It might be Basque.
No, he's Barcelona, isn't he? So it's Catalan.
Yeah, it's Catalan then. But
Basque
he's into
Madrid, I think.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so he's not a big Spain person.
Yeah.
So
he wouldn't take the Spain job.
Potentially not. No.
You see, Pochettino's gone to the
US
USA.
men's. I was surprised to hear that. Yeah. That feels like he's sort of admitted he doesn't want to manage at the top level anymore.
Chris Richards captained them as well.
Interesting. I like Chris Richards.
Sorry, going back to Palace. But yeah, Chris Richards. Chris Richards was captaining the other day against New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very...
and they conceded right at the end, didn't
New Zealand equalised, so the ball got played over the top. One of the centre-backs, I don't think it was Richards, tried to absolutely boot it away. The attacker was running onto it, hits the attacker left, loops over the keeper, goes in.
Shit.
Yeah. It was very unlucky. It has happened.
It's football.
Soccer.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what we'll do.
Okay.
I'll tell you what we'll do.
Has Jake got anything
I was about to say. Jake has got a message. Let me put out professionalism at its core, Alex. Come 100%. On. Right, let's turn that up.
So, as I record this, and as you listen to it, and as you record this, I'm somewhere very close to Owl's Heart, I think, or somewhere that could be very close to Owl's Heart. We're in Corfu, having got the overnight ferry from Ancona to Igoumenitsa, from Italy to Greece, and then a little ferry, hour and a bit up to Corfu. We're right at the end of the runway, which is not ideal, but whatever, I'll be chill. It's a nice few days, and we're going to go on a boat trip tomorrow, so plenty of booze.
He sounds like he's just woken up or about to go to sleep.
I'll try and sneak in a Gyros somewhere.
He sent me some pictures the other day.
Right at the end of the runway.
I never get sent anything.
PlayStation off where you can take a 5-minute walk and actually go down and just jam by the end of the runway. There's also like a cafe up on a hill at the end of the runway. Watching planes take off and land is perfect for you big dunks.
Yes.
I like plane watching. Me and my dad used to
go. To report on where I've been, what I've done. So that's it for my diaries this week. You're not even listening, are you? I know you're not. You son of a bitch. You never do. I listen to the pod.
Do you?
Next one.
So my question is this. Okay, would you rather go to a restaurant for a night out where the food is mid, and I mean like proper mid, maybe not shit, but like no one's ever come away and gone, oh, I had a good meal, oh, that was nice. Like at best, everyone comes away just going, yeah, it was all right. Like, yeah, that was okay. Like, you know, that's fine. But the staff are amazing, super friendly, really good basically just really good atmosphere. They're quick, they're efficient, super friendly. If there's ever any problems, they're super accommodating. But the food is like mid. Or would you rather go somewhere where the food's really good, like, so everyone you ever go out with nearly always says, oh, that was really good, or that was good. At least one or two people you go with every single time, like even if you go on date night, at least one of you always comes away going, oh, that was good, I really liked that, the food. But the staff are shit, the wait time's long, you know, they're not very accommodating. If you've got an issue, they properly make out like it's a real problem to solve it. And yeah, just the staff and the atmosphere are generally shit. So basically what I'm asking you is how much importance do you place on atmosphere over food in terms of a night out? So that's why I didn't say that the food in the good atmosphere is shit, but it's just mid. So it's like mid food, great atmosphere, or great food, shit atmosphere.
Mid food, great atmosphere all day long, 100%.
Yeah.
Food is food to me. I like my food. It doesn't have to be top of the range. It doesn't have to be great standards. I'll eat it. But if you get rude staff and people who rile you, I don't like rude people.
No, I can understand that.
And even if this place has got excellent food, if you're rude to me, I'm not. No, thank you. I
can't necessarily say I can recall ever having an experience where
I don't think I have either. But I'm saying, if in Jake's scenario,
yeah,
if it were between one and the other,
see, like one of my favourite restaurants to go to is a Toby Carvery.
Oh yeah,
like the food's great.
Yeah,
I think the food's really good.
Yeah.
I always have the same thing. I have gammon because I think gammon's just, and the way they cook it as well is just superb.
When Jake says the food is mid, it could be mid to you, it could be mid to somebody, but it could be really nice to somebody else.
I also don't like a really busy restaurant either. So like, what can be really nice if you find a really nice pub that maybe holds like at maximum 50 people, and it's not expensive, the food's decent, and like everyone's sort of half buzzed, having a nice time, having a laugh, eating some nice food. That's lovely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a nice atmosphere.
Yeah, I think that's quite an easy question, to be honest. I think, mid-food, and good atmosphere and service.
100%, all day long.
Yeah, but the atmosphere is less important to me.
No.
You know, as long as people aren't like mugging you up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'd enjoy going to like the Karen diner. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen those where like they like just literally tell you to fuck off, throw your...
Yeah.
They show you to your table and they drop the menus on the floor and make you pick them up.
Yeah.
And I saw a hilarious clip where there was this old lady and she wasn't warned about the restaurant, so she walks in and the woman like tells her to fuck off and she's like, well, I never.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like nearly has a heart attack.
100%. I'd rather go to a place that has not as good the quality as food, but have the nice atmosphere.
And like, I've been to some posher restaurants, and to be honest with you, I never think the food is anywhere near as good as they make it out to be.
Yeah.
The poshest place I've been to that I've really enjoyed was Leanne got a group on once for us to go have afternoon tea at this posh hotel in London by London Bridge, and it was fucking lovely. And I think it cost like 20 quid.
Yeah, like me and Jake went for afternoon tea for one of his.
Of course you did.
No, because you know he'd done that list for his foot.
Gay.
Really? So you know he had his list of his 30 before 30.
Yeah.
And
are you going to go to the nudist colony with him?
No, that'd be silly.
Isn't he 30 now?
Yeah, he's over 30.
Right. So he's
I think
not...
it's 30. I think he was going to do
he's
it
now
before he's
turned to 31 before
yeah.
31, isn't it?
I think he's 30, yeah, because he's 2 years younger than us, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, he's a year younger than us.
2.
No, he's year below us in school. Because he's Morris's year and he's
He looks older though.
Yeah, does he?
I'd say so.
Not by his size though. It's like a child.
No, but if you cut him open, there'd be loads of rings.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an easy question.
I think it is an easy question.
Yeah.
And if anybody thinks differently, you're wrong.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know why you just want people...
No.
I've got an interesting question to round it off, a bit of a deeper one.
Okay, go on then.
How are you with separating the art from the artist? So, like, say, for example, like with me, I'm a big fan of House of Cards, right? Kevin Spacey's in it. He's been acquitted of the things he's been accused of, but there was quite a period there where, like, he's accused of some pretty heinous things, and having looked into it, I think he probably is, like, he's not a good dude. But I never had any issue in that particular situation of being like, I just love that series. I think he's phenomenal in it. And so like, I didn't find that difficult. But in other scenarios, I'm like, I do find it difficult. Like the stuff Russell Brand's been accused of, I've never been able to watch any of his content since. And he's not actually been like convicted of anything. But yeah, I find it difficult sometimes to like. I was never a big Michael Jackson fan, so that was never like a big deal to me. When his music comes on, I'm not like offended. No. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Again,
he was
never he was acquitted, wasn't he?
Yeah, but we know.
It's a little bit like O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
As well.
How that man, and he then wrote a book that said, I didn't do it, but if I did, this is how I would have done it.
Yeah. And didn't he say this is more or less the way it happened? Yeah. This is how he done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he led a good car chase.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
But yeah, so how are you with separating the art from the art? Is it something that bothers you at all?
To be honest, no, not really. Like, if I like something and I like a TV series, I'll watch it. If something, if an actor has done something, so say it's a series that I've watched before, the person got stuff like that. If I like the series, I'm watching that series. Yeah. The actor he's acting. It's not his true self. Yeah.
See, I think this is just me, like with the Kevin Spacey one, right? Yeah. Have you ever watched House of Cards? I would really recommend it.
Is it good?
He plays like, I wouldn't say a psychopath. Like he definitely displays.
Isn't it about the US presidency?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. He starts off. He's the chief whip.
Yeah.
In Congress. Yeah. So he's like in the senior leadership. And it literally starts with a president's just about to be elected. He's helped get him.
Yeah.
And then something happens and the series sort of unfolds from there.
Okay.
But the first scene of the whole series, he's choking a dying dog out. Right. This dog's been ran over.
Oh, right.
And he comes out and the dog's yelping. Yeah. And the security guard's gone to go find the owners. And he's like, there's 2 types of pain in this world. And he's breaking the fourth wall, so he's talking to the camera while he's choking, and you can hear the squeals of. You never see the dog, but you just see him put his hands down, and you hear like
squealing.
He's like, "There's 2 types of pain in this world: useful pain and not useful pain." And he's like, "I've got no time for non-useful pain," and just like chokes the dog
to death. Lovely.
But he's charismatic in it. Yeah. He's powerful. He's like the performance. I would genuinely really recommend it.
Again, that series came out before all the allegations, didn't it?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, you've watched that series, you love that series.
Yeah.
You're not.
To be fair, I think in general he is a very, very good actor. But the thing about House of Cards I was going to say is I do think part of the reason he's so good in that is some of the behaviours he's acting out are parts of himself, and like the power aspect of it. I think is probably something he gets off on. Judging by the things he's been accused of. So yeah, it's sort of
if I like a TV series, I like a TV series.
You listen to a bit of R. Kelly?
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of R. Kelly. I know.
He's got some bangers.
Yeah,
like,
I believe
the things he's done are disgusting.
It is a bit.
But yeah, I would never.
Should I listen to this?
But I would never watch a football match with Mason Greenwood in.
Okay, but
it's interesting, isn't
it? Yeah.
I think,
but he's in the middle of nowhere now. So why would I watch it?
Well, I guess France is shit. Isn't it?
Why do I watch the French league?
No. But like, if he came back to England, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't watch it. That's fair enough.
The only reason I would want to is to watch if it was against Palace. One of them 2 foot the cunt.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how long if it's the first game of the season and Czech Decore gets banned for the rest of the season for breaking the cunt's legs.
Fair enough.
I'm fine with it. I can live with it. If we get relegated, it was worth it. We ruined his career.
Fair enough. It is.
Being a bit hyperbolic.
Yeah, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it's interesting where we all draw our lines. But for you, you're just like, nah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It is what it is.
I can't listen to. Do you remember who Lost Prophets are?
I know of them. I heard what I've heard you talk about them on the pod before. I don't know what's occurred with it or anything like that. Like
really dark shit.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I can't ever listen to them.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame. It was like a band I was really into when I was in my teenage years.
Fair enough.
Because I was a little bit of a grunge back.
You were a little bit of a grunge back in the day, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know one
person?
That's
why we kind of didn't get on a lot, did we? Not until
year
10, year 11.
It was more when I became like a bit more sporty, a bit more outgoing.
Yeah.
Had some friends.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
And you were a big part of that. You introduced me to the group.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, it's did.
And like, well, yeah, but if we hadn't ran into you, I
yeah.
wouldn't have met everyone because no one liked Lil.
No, not particularly.
Bless him. And then I met Lindsay, and Lindsay's one of my best friends in the world. I'm going to see her next month, which I'm looking forward to.
You going with Ash?
Yeah. I couldn't go without. If I went without Ash,
I'll see Ash. I'll see Ash at the weekend.
So I know.
Yes,
it's one of the reasons why I asked you to come on this week because I checked with Ash when you guys were going.
Oh, okay.
And because I was going to consider getting you on next week.
Yeah. So
and then, but you're going to be away for some of it.
Yeah. So Stuart's wedding on Saturday.
Yes.
And then
send my congratulations.
I will. No worries.
One of my work colleagues is going to that.
Oh, is he?
A lady called Teresa.
Oh, okay.
She lived on the same road as Ash and Craig.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, then we are going away on the Tuesday, coming back on the Saturday.
Nice.
So, So, Bratislava, Budapest, Vienna. And then
where's Bratislava again?
Bratislava's in Slovakia.
I thought so,
Yeah, so, but Jake's going to be in Slovenia, but we tried to look to go from Slovenia up to Budapest, but Budapest. How it would have been a convoluted way of getting around there. Okay. We can get a direct train from Bratislava to Budapest.
Nice.
So it's just easier doing that.
Respect.
Yeah. So me and Ash world travelling.
Yeah, why not?
We'll get in on Jake's questions.
Where are you meeting Ash? Because obviously Ash is at the other end at the bottom end of the country.
So Ash is coming up to me. Okay. So Ash is coming up for the wedding on Saturday.
Oh right, and then you're going to go.
No, but then he's got to go back down. Yeah, no, on the Sunday.
Because the thing is, it's 6 hours for him to get here.
Yeah. So,
so like when we go Lindsay's, he will drive 6 hours here, pick me up, and then it will take 2.5, 3 hours to get to Lindsay's.
So unfortunately, because he's got the dogs, he's got to drive back down to Cornwall.
Yeah.
Get the
Stop
dogs.
doxing people.
Huh?
Stop doxing people. Doxing. Telling people where people live.
Oh, sorry. He's got to go back down.
Too late now. Cornwall.
I didn't say the town.
No.
No, I'm not going to say the town.
No, I wouldn't.
So he's got to go back down there.
Yeah.
Get the dogs, and then he's going to come back up on Monday.
Okay.
And then come back up on Monday up to here.
Nice.
And then he will, and then we fly out on Tuesday morning.
Oh, nice. Is he staying with you?
Yeah, he'll stay with me.
Nice. No funny business.
Never. Not with me and Ashton around. You know what? I haven't looked deeply into your eyes today, have I?
No.
Just because Jake mentioned it.
It's a nice way. He was too jealous, wasn't he?
He was very jealous. Yeah. He was very jealous.
One of the people I'd love to get on actually on the pod at some point because he's and I haven't seen him for such a long time. And I don't know whether he's the same or not because you've seen him more recently than I have. It's Richard.
Richard Mead.
Stop saying people's full names. We both know the Richard I'm talking about.
I don't know. You can mean another Richard.
No, I know one.
Do you?
I don't think I've ever met another Richard.
Oh, I know a couple of Richards.
Yeah, but the one we know. You're like, the one who lives on Drury Lane?
Yes.
The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man.
So I saw him at a wedding.
Yes.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah, I think he'd be hilarious on a podcast.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
I'd love to see what Jake made of him as well.
Yeah.
Because he's genuinely, I don't know if he listens to the podcast, I have no idea. And if he did, I'd just he was one of the people that helped bring me out of my shell when I was younger as well. Because he felt confident, he was out there, he was weird.
Very camp.
Absolutely.
Still is.
He was an individual. I doubt that's. But like, he's also had. Like, I'd love to interview him a little bit because he's had a mad life.
Yes.
Like in terms of some of the jobs he's done, what he's doing now.
Yeah.
So no, I think he'd be fascinating to talk to.
Yeah.
But Alex, thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Sorry for doxing people. I'm really sorry for this.
Don't apologise.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not editing it out. So.
Oh, well. Then
it's just the poor people that have been. No, it's absolutely not.
It's 100% your fault. Just bleep it out.
I don't edit out anything, mate. If people make mistakes, they make mistakes. Okay, as we know, the first time you came on the podcast, I fucked up royally.
You did.
And I nearly did it today.
You did.
But I didn't.
You remembered to click the button this time.
I did.
Mama like that. Mama like that.
I thought you were going to give yourself a round of applause.
I was going to, if I'm being honest. And then I was like, but then I thought I'll go back to the beginning. And it's that one.
Well done. I'll give you a proper round of applause. Well done, mate.
I feel the applause is more owed to James Earl Jones and Sven-Goran Eriksson.
Indeed. Both.
May the force be with you.
Indeed.
Guys, thank you for listening. Let us know what you think. I can't even remember what we've talked about, to be honest. We've gone all over the shop and I've loved it. But one of them was, should Lee Carsley be the manager? So let us know what you think. And guys, you can do that. Alex, gesture on the screen. You can do it at... Oh, I've messed that up. Let me do it again. Alex, gesture at the screen.
Are you going to edit that out?
No. You can do it on Twitter at SwordCrossing, on Facebook at Crossing Swords, on Instagram and TikTok at CrossingSwords_podcast, and you can email us at CrossingSwords19@gmail.com. Guys, thank you for listening. If you are listening, you can also find a link in the description of every episode to our YouTube page. You can see our beautiful faces. Come see our beautiful faces.
Excellent.
Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It costs you nothing and it means the world to us.
It does.
And it makes it worth Alex coming over. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
Don't let Alex have wasted his time. He's had a long day at work.
So far away I live from you.
I know.
So far.
It was an unreasonable request.
I know. It was just...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. And also, what is your favourite Star Wars film?
Yes.
I think that is a very good question.
And favourite character?
Yes.
I just think Qui-Gon... I just think it's a solid shout.
Is it just because it's Liam Neeson?
That is definitely part of it. But no, I genuinely... Because I didn't know who Liam Neeson was when I first watched the film. Yeah. He was just Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
That's added to my love of the characters as I've grown up. I think he was the master. He was calm. He was cool. He was collected. He met his death with like honor, and do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like he sacrificed himself.
Yeah. And
I genuinely think if he doesn't die, Anakin doesn't go bad.
No, 100%.
So
100%.
I think he's a knight. I love the fact he reappears in Obi-Wan. I'm waiting for it the whole series. I'm not like the whole. I was like, of course they leave.
Do you reckon there'll be a season 2?
There are rumours there's a season 2, but I think since like, all the SAG-AFTRA stuff, a lot of stuff, and like Disney is struggling for funding apparently with what they're creating at the moment. They're being quite selective over. I'd have no issue. I think, to be honest, they're fine leaving as it is.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think they need to continue it. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think about that. Indeed. Do you think there should be a second season?
Indeed.
Alex, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me again.
I'm sure you'll be back soon.
Yeah, when Jake goes
have a
off
great
again.
time in Bratislava.
Thank you, and Budapest,
and Budapest,
Vienna.
and Vienna.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
And Jake, I will see you there.
Yeah,
if you are listening to this,
you'll see Jake before I see him.
Yes, I will.
Enjoy.
Fine. Bye, guys.
Bye.